Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. Today I am here with Roc Zacharias. He's very well known in the crypto industry for names that I'm pretty sure all of you know: Lunar digital assets, Dogechain, and as well as QuickSwap, which is one of the biggest Polygon DEXs. I'm going to let Roc introduce himself.
The biggest.
Yeah, the biggest. I'm going to let Roc introduce himself. So would you like to start?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Really excited to be here. I know you've covered Polygon a lot in the past, so glad to be talking about some of this stuff that is pretty Polygon related. So about me, most notable things would be I'm the CEO of Lunar Digital Assets, which is a marketing and incubation firm known for doing marketing and helping incubate projects like Polygon. We've been working with Polygon now for 4 years, since their very beginning. I co-founded and we incubated QuickSwap, the largest DEX on Polygon, which had hit a peak TVL of over $1 billion. We were the first layer 2 DEX in the world to hit over $1 billion TVL. Wow. We had at one point, we were the largest volume in the world as well, over Uniswap, Pancake, everything. We had in the single days, we had 1.5 billion in volume in one day. And still one of the largest communities in crypto with, I think, I forget the numbers, but it's like 1 million hits to our website a day. Wow. At QuickSwap, and more daily users than most projects in the space. Yeah. So there was QuickSwap, which a lot of people know. And then most recently, we built Dogechain. So I'm a contributor there. Dogechain is a layer 2 EVM using Polygon Edge technology. So using the Polygon stack, the Polygon tech, almost fell, that Polygon has built over the years. We're really building on the shoulders of giants here. And so it's a layer 2 for Doge. So, you look at Polygon as a layer 2 for Ethereum, and the problem they were solving was scaling. We're not really trying to solve scaling for Doge. We do help with the scaling massively, but that's not as big of a problem for Doge. That's not what we're solving for. What we're solving for is giving Doge smart contracts. So this is something that a lot of core Doge developers and contributors over the years have wanted to do. There's been conversations even with Elon about and Vitalik about how to bring smart contracts to Doge, or some people have suggested a bridge to Ethereum. I'm not as excited about that. I think that more just helps Ethereum, which I love Ethereum. It's one of my biggest holdings by far. Yeah, it's one of the only things that I don't consider an altcoin. Really, it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah. So I love Ethereum, but if we're building things for Doge, why would we want to build it on Ethereum? Yeah. Let's build it on something that benefits Doge. So, for example, with this, Doge is the gas. So on Dogechain, if you do any transactions, you're using Doge as the gas. Right. The currency on the chain is Doge. So there's a native bridge. You bridge your Doge from the native Doge chain to the layer 2 or side chain Doge chain, and then there you use it as gas. You use it as a currency on DEXs. It's the main pair on DEXs. It's the main currency on NFT marketplaces. It's collateral for loans. Yes. This hasn't been done yet, but I know people are talking about building it. But potentially collateral for a stable coin, which sounds risky to me, but interesting.
I did hear about it. Yeah,
it would have to be very over collateralized to make sense, or it could be part of a bigger plan, like some projects like QiDAO or MakerDAO. They use multiple collaterals, so you could use Doge.
Different cryptocurrencies as a collateral, then they're sort of diversifying that base collateral. Whereas if you put all of it in Doge, fluctuations in price could impact the collateral value. So
absolutely, exactly. So that's an interesting one. Oh, just today I just got off of Twitter Spaces that we do weekly. On Friday we do Project Spotlight, and then at the end we let people. We have I don't know if I'm allowed to. I think I could say shitcoin, right? You're not going to get.
Yeah, you're not going to get shitcoin.
Yeah, of course. On YouTube.
There's tons of shitcoins out there.
Yeah, we have every Friday a project spotlight for all projects that are building. We'll feature a few projects. Then we have the shitcoin showdown, which is we allow any projects to come at the end of the Twitter Spaces and shill their projects. And one of the projects we were talking to today was like a casino type project, and they're giving a lot of their revenue to Doge holders. So different projects will do. The whole point of the chain is to bring value to the Doge ecosystem and community.
Yeah.
So people are, like I said, it's collateral, it's a revenue, it's the main currency on the chain, it's the gas on the chain. Later we could do EIP 1559 like Ethereum and make Doge be burnt with every transaction and make Doge even potentially deflationary in the future. So
you guys just Dogechain soared around 300% because of some burn taking place. I saw that. Yeah.
I think it's like 600% now. It's been
wow.
continuing to climb over the last week. So yeah, DC, we announced that we are doing an 80% burn of the total supply. And that includes some of the circulating supply that was like released to the team for like various things like market making and foundation. And so some of that will actually, we just announced this part on that Twitter Spaces like 30 minutes ago. So this has actually not even been released really to the public, like on our Twitter or anything, but that will reduce the big burn, the 80% is burning the total supply by 80%. That's today is like $1.7 billion. So we're burning $1.7 billion of tokens from the total supply. That includes some of the circulating supply. So the circulating supply, this is the new news, is that circulating supply will actually now be cut more than half. So I think it's like 50-something% of the circulating supply is actually also going to be burned.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big deal. Not a lot of projects are doing, gaining billions of dollars. And like, so our fully diluted value went up by $2 billion in the last week. So, but we're also burning 1.7 billion. So, it's kind of a wash in that regard, but the community is super happy about it. What it's doing is making the current holders kind of whalifying them, like making their stake of the entire protocol a lot higher and making it so the later holders or people that would have gotten inflation no longer will. There's going to be less inflation, but now all the people that are holding now become a stronger holder and the early adopters of the ecosystem. Yeah,
just to tell some Finpactors, just back to the basics, when you burn supply, the supply contracts and basic supply and demand economics, the price ends up going up because the supply, there's less supply. So the token is more scarce and therefore the price goes up. And that's why this has also helped that's what's happened.
Yeah, I got to be careful talking about price, obviously in crypto, all these regulators and the new regulations, and we don't know where it's going. So I can't really talk about price, but you could kind of think about a burn as like a reverse stock split. So you see Tesla split 5 top, so you get, if you had 1 share, you get 5 shares. Now it's kind of the opposite. We're reducing it up. So each share is worth more. Now.
Yeah.
So that's,
I say price based on like just a simple economics sort of demonstration, but it's essentially the value goes up because there's less.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not getting into like speculation or telling people to buy anything, but just simple math. If you delete, 4/5 of the supply, then each token that's out right now becomes 5 times bigger piece of the pie.
Yes, exactly.
So people are pretty excited. It's we've been trending on Twitter for a week and trending on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap and all over. So pretty fun, pretty exciting. I think it's the biggest biggest dollar amount burn maybe in the history of crypto. I mean, $1.7 billion. I don't think I've ever heard of any project burning that much. It's insane.
And neither have I. No, not this much. No.
And percent-wise also, I mean, 80% of the supply. Shiba Inu burnt like some smaller amounts and then gave Vitalik some, and some got burnt. And that, did wonders for them. But still, that's not nearly what we're doing with 80%. No.
Yeah, and it's almost 50% of circulating supply as well, which is incredible.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So tell me a little bit about, we've gone into Dogechain. What about Polygon and where you think that ecosystem is heading and what your sort of vision is with QuickSwap?
Yeah, so I'll start with QuickSwap. And so we released our V3, which is concentrated liquidity recently. We also launched on Dogechain. And we also just recently launched on ZK EVM testnet, which is a new Polygon chain. Pretty cool getting ZKs going on Polygon. And then that brings me to Polygon part, which is that, Polygon started as the Matic chain, right? And we were there from the beginning, and that Matic chain was Plasma /POS hybrid, and has had great success, is one of the biggest chain in the world. I think it's the second most volume in the world behind Ethereum for like dApps and DeFi and things, more than anything else, Arbitrum and any other Ethereum layer 2s, for example. And then the big thing that they did that really I think was the game changer for them was that they decided to not just be the Matic POS Plasma chain, because Plasma truthfully is not the most advanced technology. There are new, better technologies now.
Yeah.
And Vitalik has acknowledged that Plasma was cool at the time, but there's much more interesting things with CKs and rollups, et cetera. So what Polygon has done is instead rebranded from Matic to Polygon. Matic is one chain. Polygon is the umbrella. That umbrella has, all kinds of different things they're doing, from privacy chains and ZKs and optimistic rollups, all kinds of different things where they've acquired companies and they're building out teams. And now the Polygon team has around 500 members. When we started working with them, I think they had like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or something. And when we joined as their marketing team, then I think we had around 7 or 8 people at that time too, like 4 years ago. And so we basically doubled their team's like capacity, but with, coming on as their marketing side and BD in a lot of ways. So now they have 500 people and, 20 sub teams. So it's really cool to see what they're doing. I think my money's on Polygon. So there's other great things being developed for layer 2, like Arbitrum and Optimism and some of these others. But I think what's cool about Polygon is that they're not committing to just one technology.
No, there's so many. Yeah, I've covered this on my channel, Finpact. If you guys don't remember, ZK EVM rollups, I've got a detailed explanation video. I'll link that in the description box, but it goes through exactly how that mechanism works and it's explained in a simplified way. So go check that out so that you can understand what Roc and I are talking about in case you missed it. Yeah.
So they are agile. They can, if one technology becomes outdated or if a newer, better technology comes, they can focus on those chains. And the great thing is through Polygon Edge, all of these chains work together and we'll have eventually, not yet, but eventually we'll have interoperability so that you'll be able to do seamless swaps and things between all Polygon chains, similar to Cosmos and IBC, what they've done there. And so that brings us now back to Dogechain, which is a Polygon Edge chain. So Dogechain, fully building for Doge and Doge community, will have interoperability with all Polygon chains, right?
Yes.
So it's the grand scheme of things is huge of what Polygon is doing. And that's why Polygon, I mean, through this market has outperformed, like any other projects in the industry holding value because people see what they're doing. They just made an announcement, a partnership with Starbucks. So they're going to be doing NFTs as rewards points at Starbucks on Polygon. What else?
Even Disney chose Polygon as part of their accelerator program. I mean, so many people are choosing Polygon. I believe Instagram is also doing NFTs with Polygon, Solana. Yeah, I'm a big Polygon advocate. I think I've made like 1 million videos on Polygon on my channel. So I've been, keeping track from day one. I think they're one of my most promising holds. So you mentioned NFTs. So where do you think the ecosystem, the NFT ecosystem will go with regards to Polygon? There are so many different chains. Everyone's hyping about Solana NFTs or, NFTs built under Ethereum, but then the gas fees, which have gone down, but not anywhere near as low as Polygon or Solana. So where do you think at the NFT marketplace will go with regards to the Polygon ecosystem?
I think it's making huge growth, leaps and bounds, and the infrastructure being built and the tooling for these NFT creators and users is getting better and better. I think they did a Dolce & Gabbana NFT not long ago that a friend of mine worked on. Shout out to Natine. I think Polygon, so already Polygon has become the chain to come to for games. We just launched on QuickSwap our gaming hub, which is a partnership between Animoca, the largest gaming studio and incubator in the space. So it's between Animoca, QuickSwap, Polygon, and Versa Games, who's building a lot of it. And between these 4 parties, we have all the biggest Polygon games being launched on this gaming hub, featured on QuickSwap. As part of
amazing.
As part of, and this is, I know I'm throwing a lot out here to digest, but our DragonFi ecosystem hub. So what we're trying to do is have QuickSwap be anyone who joins Polygon, if someone asks, okay, what can I do on Polygon? The first thing people should point them to is QuickSwap.exchange, because you go there and you can do your swaps, the biggest DEX on that chain. You could do your borrowing and lending. You could do your leverage farming and trading. I don't think we have the leverage trading yet, but it's coming. Yeah. You could do your gaming. So you could go on our gaming hub, check out all the latest and greatest games in gaming in the ecosystem on Polygon. Yeah. And you'll even soon, I don't know if this is public info, maybe I got to be careful, but I'll say it anyways. So eventually you'll be able to play games directly from our gaming hub. So on the QuickSwap website, you'll be able to play games and do all these other things. So the idea is that anything you want to do in Polygon, you just come to QuickSwap and you do it. And so Polygon is backing this, Animoca is backing this. Yeah, I think Polygon is by far the best place for gaming in blockchain. I had a call with Yatsu, the chairman of Animoca, a while back, and he told me they're trying to push all their games to come to Polygon because this is the best place, it's the best fees, it's the best infrastructure, and through all these other new chains, through optimistic rollups and things, those will be really revolutionary for games, because then you could do a lot of the logic off chain and then just roll it up to these new Polygon chains. So you can now get, basically real world, like, Web 2 gaming, like speed and resources and bandwidth and things. And then you don't need to have all that on the blockchain, but you can provably verify through these, rollups that it's all the math checks out off chain, and then put, a stamp on chain that proves that it was all, legit and kosher. Yeah.
That's the brilliance about blockchain. And it also seems like QuickSwap is combining the utilities you see in Uniswap and the Wagyu swap or whatever, all these different DEXs, but also bringing in what places like GameZone do. It's sort of this all-inclusive hub that's not just a DEX, but where you can have the iGaming, the farming, and all those different tools that you were saying. So you're basically building a Polygon ecosystem just through QuickSwap.
Yes, exactly. And there's some other, I think I better be careful. I'm going to get yelled at by the team for exposing too much. But there's some other things that we're going to be doing to make this like a global Polygon hub. Yeah.
Amazing. So more and more utilities coming. I'm sure everyone will love that, especially anyone in the Polygon community. So also you are involved, you're the founder of Lunar Digital Assets. Could you explain and tell my subscribers about Lunar Digital Assets? Sure. Do?
Yeah, so we're a marketing and incubation firm. So we help projects. We've evolved a lot over time. We started as just like creating content and community management, managing Telegram chats, and being on the ground with the community. And we still try to have a big focus on, like, everything we do is about the community, because in crypto, it's community. That's all it is. Like, look at zoom out to Bitcoin. Why is Bitcoin valuable? It's not like gold. It doesn't have any, like, I'm wearing a gold ring. It doesn't have any, like, nice. It doesn't have any, Bitcoin doesn't have any like inherent or, innate value in that regard. You can't use it to make a ring or in cell phones or in space, like,
it's not tangible.
Equipment. Yeah. But why is it valuable? Because of the community, right?
Exactly.
I mean, and a lot of other great reasons, like it's an incredible technology, but the community has to believe in it for it to succeed.
Absolutely.
So we're fully focused on the community always. I mean, Dogechain, we were able to grow from 0 users, and within the first 5 days, we had 600 projects launch on our chain. Within a month, we surpassed Ethereum and Polygon for daily transactions. And now I think we have like 500,000. This was like a month ago that I checked, but we have like 500,000 unique wallets. A huge community growing, 1,000+ likes on our tweets and things at, I think it's Dogechain Family, I believe, is the Twitter. But yeah, so LDA helps grow these communities. We're part of the community. Like, going back to Polygon, we created like the entire blueprint and the branding and everything for their Matic Mitra program, which is their ambassador program. And I think a lot of projects copied that Matic Mitra ambassador program, and the top ambassadors in it were basically the top kind of Polygon community members, which was like me and Shane and Aztec. These were like the diehard Polygon guys. So we were always the diehard Polygon guys. And also marketing for them, but I believed in them before we even started marketing. I fought to get them as a client because I believed so much in them. So I said, look, we'll work for cheap or free. We'll do anything. Trust me, you guys, you need us. We'll like, they were Indian teams. So there was like some broken English on their documentation and things. And we were like, let us clean this all up. We'll fix it, make it professional. And, everything worked out really well. But yeah, we were the diehard community members. Everyone, that from the early days of Polygon knows I was the guy in there, like when it went under a penny and people were like scared and, suicidal during the bear market, telling people, look, guys, my investment thesis, just trust me, when Ethereum gas fees go up again, Polygon's going to shine. This is going to be our moment. And it's exactly what happened. And then, it went from under a penny to $2.50. So
yeah, definitely.
And still today even holds it at almost $1, which is kind of crazy for this bear market.
So,
but yeah, it's all about community.
Of course, Dogechain has seen huge rallies, but of course we are in a bear market right now. Everyone is fearful, very worried. I've been emphasizing to people that, the fundamentals in crypto are actually improving in this entire industry. The fundamentals haven't changed. It's just the sentiment because, inflation, global macroeconomic woes and everything we're seeing. So I've told a lot of my subscribers, and what I personally am doing is whatever I'm investing and holding is because I believe in the potential of the technology, the blockchain, the ethos behind it, the decentralization that I think will be applied, mass adopted globally in the world later. So what is your take on this bear market, and what are the measures that you guys have taken in all your different projects on surviving and maybe encouraging the community to not lose faith?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's lots of things you have to do. You have to, manage your treasury and runway well, obviously. So you have to really think. You don't know how long bear markets can last. So you need to be always ready for potentially a 2 to 3 year bear market or more, maybe even. So these are things like kind of more boring on the business side, but basically we've done that with all of our, either projects that we're working with or, LDA as a company. Mm-hmm. But I think with the bear market, I've actually been telling people, and this goes a little bit contrary to, I think, the general public consensus, which is sometimes a good to go against the consensus. And that's everybody's at peak fear right now because of Ukraine, World War III, coming off of COVID supply chain issues, the highest inflation ever, or in 50, 60 years. So everyone's at peak fear right now. And I actually have been saying, I think we're closer to the bottom than we are to the top. I don't know, if we're going to start going up from here or anything. I'm not going to make predictions like that. I never make short-term predictions, but I think that the most important thing here is that we are the solution to all of these problems, to the root of all of these problems. Yeah. Right. The root of the inflation problem is they printed too much money. Yeah. And what is Bitcoin here for? That's what it's here for.
Exactly. The government are printing all this money, quantitative easing. This is all within the control of these central banks or monetary policies dictated by special people. Whereas I love that the ethos around crypto is the community, the voting, the governance, the decentralization, that it's not just one person making all the calls. I do still think crypto has time and does have to develop a bit more for it to be truly decentralized. But I think it's getting there. And I think we need more time. We need more time for the infrastructure to develop. But I think when that's happened, then I think eventually we'll see these problems, these global problems fall because of the fact that people are using cryptocurrencies and stable coins and all these different methods of payment through digital assets.
Well, you're hearing so many people. It's really cool because I have always said America should really embrace crypto because America is a country founded on decentralization. It's a country that said, we don't like that, Britain is towering over us and trying to tax us too much and trying to control us and not giving us the vote and things, et cetera. So they said, screw you guys. We're going to make this decentralized country where you have a separation of powers with, the House of Representatives, the Senate, the White House, the Supreme Court. You have 50 states under an umbrella where we kind of have this agreeing social construct, kind of like crypto, is like the umbrella, and the individual states are the different cryptocurrencies. And so you have, what do you want? You want something that you can trust the future of its monetary policy? Well, that's Bitcoin. That's sound money. Do you want something like Ethereum, where they move fast and break things, and potentially they could screw things up, but they're innovating very rapidly? Then you can go to Ethereum. They changed, Ethereum just changed their monetary policy with both EIP 1559 and then the merge. Massive changes to the monetary policy. Maybe some of the most innovative and genius changes ever made, but maybe also could either break things or shows that they could change something for the worse later. If they can change it for the better, well, guess what? They could change it for the worse. And that's something that I worry about with Ethereum, is like, I still believe Bitcoin is the only sound money because you can't change it. I don't need necessarily deflation. I could have disinflation, or I don't even care what the max supply is, as long as I know, we all know what it is and it can't change. And that's Bitcoin. Ethereum is, let's tweak the parameters, let's see what we can do, which is cool. It's amazing. Ethereum has been deflationary for the last 30 days on average. That's incredible. But then, Vitalik talks about, like, in the environment, and I'm, an environmentalist at heart, but I don't want my currency to be like catering to the environment necessarily, right? And that's kind of what they did with proof of stake, which I think was probably a good move. But now what if later Vitalik says, hey, we think we should take 10% of the miner fees and give it to like some environmental organized charity? Look, I'm not saying that would be a bad thing or a good thing. I just don't want my money being messed with like this. I want my money to be set in stone. And that's what Bitcoin does, right? So anyways, but the cool thing is you can move. You have very easy flow. Like, to move from one state to another is hard. I'm in California. I'm massively taxed. It sucks. I'm considering moving out of either the state or the country for that reason, and the heavy crypto regulations. So
it's not much better in the UK.
Yeah. It's funny. We were talking before this. It's kind of funny about how you're in London, and I was just at the Dorchester, staying there.
My friends got married there.
At the same time, and there was a wedding there, so I had to use the other elevator there. Thanks to Anika's friend.
That's crazy. I met the best
signed a wedding book. We signed, maybe, I don't know if it was your friend, but we signed a wedding book that was there. That was because the Queen had just died, and so they had a book there for people to like give fair wishes to the Queen. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked.
No, I love that. And also, Rishi Sunak is now Prime Minister, and I've been seeing so much. He's been drafting crypto bills, and everyone's calling him a crypto bro. He wants to make UK this digital asset hub, and I'm like, I'm all for it. But let's see how that goes. So anyway, thank you for coming on this channel. I believe we are running out of time, but I bet my subscribers will love hearing from you. So I cannot wait to upload this video. So any last words you have to say before we leave?
Check out Polygon if you haven't. Checked out Dogechain family on Twitter, the one that we're doing this burn with, the layer 2 of Doge. Check out QuickSwap. We just launched our V3, our concentrated liquidity model for QuickSwap, and the rewards and APR are like massive there. So we're really pushing a lot of rewards to move all of our V2 liquidity to our V3 liquidity. So if you're a QuickSwap user on V2, please move your liquidity. We've removed most of the farming rewards there. We've moved it to the V3. And if you're anyone who's building on V3, like liquidity management protocols or tools, or if you're an institution that's interested in coming to our V3, please contact QuickSwap. But thank you so much, Annika.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. By the way, I know you were supposed to be out with your friends in London right now for your Halloween.
We had a girls' drink, but I was like, nope, I'm interviewing Roc, and I'm gonna, no, it's not happening. This is more important. So no worries. So I'm glad you had a good time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And thanks to your audience too.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye-bye.